Today, we're looking at the brand new Kawai CA701. It's replacing its predecessor, the CA79. We've got a brand new sample of the beautiful Shigeru Kawai SKEX competition mode. We're going to talk all about it. Stick around.
Hi, this is Ted with Alamo Music Center in downtown San Antonio, Texas.
I'm Patrick Marr. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channels, check out our other videos, sign up for notifications, like our videos, leave us comments. We appreciate your support. We love to interact with you.
Really? Your piano fact.
Well, we're starting with piano facts. If you guys are new to the channel, have been watching for a while, we've hit 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. And we want to just start out every piano video with a piano fact. It doesn't have to be about the instrument we're reviewing today, but just, bringing a little trivia knowledge to the world. But piano fact today, Ted.
It was your idea.
Well, I was, looking piano. What was piano short for?
Pianoforte.
And so when the instrument was invented, you think of the actual translations of piano and forte in music is what it's soft and loud. And I was like, that's interesting. The person who's creating this instrument has the intention to name it something that's talking about dynamics. And so it's speaking to the dynamic range of the instrument.
It is. And so then we're looking to double check each other on our ideas or where we learned this from. And it was like, even pianoforte was a reduction. Mm-hmm. Because then, I'm old school, so we went to the
knowledge.
Book. I went to the so he jumped on the internet, and at about the same time, we came to the same thing. And this is coming straight from Cristofori, who invented it. And it says right here, giving the performer a mechanism with which he could, through his touch, produce a delicate pianissimo and a strong fortissimo, impossible on either clavichord or harpsichord.
So it was filling a need of a dynamic range for someone, like a composer, I'm guessing. Someone who's going to be writing a lot of music, having the notes in front of you. The name of the game was having something that could be both soft and loud.
So they got rid of theissimo. It was piano
forte. And so that's our piano fact for the day. Pretty cool. And we are talking about dynamic ranges today. We have a very cool upgrade in the CA series. Kawai, this is 2022, back in November, they announced the upgrades to their very popular concert artist series, the CA series. They announced the CA 99 and 79 would be replaced by a 901 and a 701. And so pretty cool instruments. They attacked it head on. They're like, let's put a new piano sample in there. So if you're familiar with Kawai or Yamaha, they're very prideful on their piano samples, and usually when they do one, they stick with it for a couple years. The CFX, I remember, was a big announcement in some of those clavinovas. The SK rendering that's been on the predecessors of this 701 that we're looking at today. Those have always been we stand by this. And they've added a new one.
I want to go back to that.
Yeah.
That CFX sample that you mentioned, that is still not at the core of any of those portable, like the P45, the 115, any of those kind of models.
So what's popular?
It's still not in there.
What's popular for all these brands is once they come out with a new release of their top of their series, it usually trickles down. So to your point,
that's untrue of Kawai though. They put their top-of-the-line sample in almost all of their digital pianos.
Well, yeah, they try to get
the
SKEX, and they do different renderings. And they do different, a different approach to the modeling. But what's cool about the 701 that we'll be looking at today is there was a brand new rendering of the SKEX, and it's called Competition.
Competition Grand is what they call it. And this is kind of fascinating because they made a brand new sound card with this Competition Grand, and I think in that Grand alone there's 8 or 9 new sounds, and
different rendering types.
Different renderings. But I mean, just the sound alone gives the piano a different feel. And
Well,
wait, I want to talk about this. We did separate demos. Okay, we're gonna go and do just the demo of that, and then we're gonna do a demo of all the regular sounds on it, because they did add. When I say they added new sound card, there's new digitals in here too. There's time pianos with new names, and those used to not be there. They were not even there under a different name, like digital 1, 2, 3. They're actually time piano and stuff.
Which makes it a lot easier to find
makes it a lot
your
easier.
Rhodes or your Wurlitzer piano.
But going back just to playing it as an acoustic piano, because by the way, this thing is almost like a perfect spinet size, small upright size for the home, and it's a phenomenal instrument to listen to and to play and to practice on. But what I was getting at is some of those piano sounds in the competition grant, they're sampled differently. But some of them are more inspiring than others, is what I wanted to say. So during the demo, sometimes I'll hit one of those samples like, yeah, this one sounds good. Then it's like, I don't like this one. And so
it's like a voicing on it,
and
right?
I try to play the same thing, but there's a point where it's like, you know what, that's if I play what I normally play the way I do, it's not. But the keyboard literally, I guess it must be psychological. It feels different for each of those renderings.
Okay.
And I went through, and there's such a long list of the renderings that you can go and alter. I don't know if there's any other digital piano on the market that's a complete package without buying a separate software detail, thing that has all the different renderings built into it.
They're like very proud of their virtual technician app that we've reviewed before, which was, again, parameters that you could go through and change the different sound of your instrument. And the renderings are almost like those, like they're beefed up versions that are presets.
Right.
And mostly with like other brands, what you see is like sometimes they'll put like the bright and the dark version of a piano. So they'll have their main grand piano, their German piano bright, German piano normal, mellow, and like that's all you see a lot of times. Or it's even just like a setting. It's like you're on the piano sample and then you put on bright or mellow. On this one, it's like classical, romantic, vintage, and they've really voiced out these different types of piano on their main sample instead of having 5 or 6 different pianos. So like, this is our best one. Let's alter it. So we've talked a lot about it. Let's listen to that. We will come back, but first we want to just hear that new sample because I think it's the biggest deal about the CA901 and the 701. So we're going to play that, listen to it, and then we'll come back.
Patrick, what did you think of those samples sounds?
I mean, it's cool because a lot of people do like the concert artist series from Kawai because of their SK rendering. It's been heavily reviewed as one of the best digital pianos that you can buy as a pianist looking for a true piano sound. And they've left that on there as the SK Classic sound that they have, their Concert Grand. But with the addition of this one, the Competition Grand, it's really cool because it's a different sound. And the philosophy of when they got the sample and they made this piano was, let's get it from the player's perspective. Another manufacturer also came out with an idea like this and had it focused at headphone experience. The binaural sample from Yamaha in the headphones was like a big thing a couple years ago. Oh, they put a dummy there with microphones for ears, samples. And it's like you're going to listen to it as you would be sitting there in headphones. I think Kawai is like, hey, that's great. What if we did it without headphones and made the experience like the cabinet display be true to the player's perspective while you're sitting there and you don't have headphones on either. But they have this competition piano and it's like you're sitting there in front of the SKEX and that's kind of the philosophy. It sounds awesome playing it. As the player, how did you feel sitting there?
I will tell you this. I love these samples because there's differences and I know that you play them different if they sound muddy or dark or whatever, but I went to the EX rendering and then the SK Concert Grand sounds.
Yeah.
And that almost felt like those sample sounds were so full and fat. It's almost that same feeling of intimidation you get coming off of here when you sit down in front of an SK, a 9-foot. It's like, I haven't practiced, and this is a rich sounding piano.
It's got a lot of dynamics.
A lot of dynamics.
Like the piano forte.
On the Competition Grand, I felt a lot freer to play harder and to do a lot, to kind of go off a little bit.
Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to mention that I did not do, but before we did this, is do a headphone test on it. And I feel that confident in digital piano sample sounds now, at least for the last 5 or 6 years, where I've been real lazy about the headphone tests, okay?
Yeah.
And that's mostly because that was the real acid test. How much static is in the sample? How noisy is the sample? From 8-bit, 16-bit, I mean, the machines have grown over the last 35 years. But my point being is that headphones is now a new thing. So the manufacturers give you a setting now. And so it's like, are you using open ear, closed ear headphones? Are you using earbuds? Are you using that? So you can select the type of instrument you're listening through, and then you can set the different kind of EQ for those headphones. And so I've been meaning to go back in and do that with these.
It's a cool feature that they've added. And so also with that, they've changed, we talked about it before, but the virtual technician application has been changed to the virtual artisan.
Artisan, yeah, I like that name.
And so it's you're there to create and make something beautiful. You're the artisan. You get to go in and it's like past the technician point where you're just fixing it up to how you like it. It's start creating. Artisan is a beautiful word for it. But yeah, so let's listen to the other samples too. Some just boring specs on it. 256 note polyphony on it, of course. Bluetooth capability where it does interface with Bluetooth both as a controller and as an audio listening device. Again, some people want a Bluetooth and they think, oh, I can get it with my Bluetooth headphones now. You don't want to do that. That is still not, I would say, possible technology because of the latency. So when you're actually striking and firing off, by the time it gets to your headphones, it's too late. And the whole playing experience would be off.
They've also made some kind of minor adjustments on the keyboard. I don't know what detail those adjustments are, but it sure does feel a lot better, a lot smoother to play. I never noticed on a predecessor model whether the key tops were textured or not. These they feel great, they play great, it's very comfortable and fluid playing.
Yeah, so we're going to go through and just listen to some of the other samples here. The electric pianos is something Ted was really excited about. They did.
I really am.
They went through and they named it correctly instead of vintage electric piano 1 and vintage electric piano 2. It's like Reed electric piano or Tyne. And so it's a little bit more, I would say, easier to navigate instead of trying to remember if you liked 1 or 2 or the vintage or the Trem vintage or all those weird names.
Well, they have the modern EP, which is basically the Rhodes sound off of a DX7.
DX7, yeah.
And a lot of people just love that sound, but it has gotten so bright for me, I don't even like to demo it up on the top end.
Yeah.
Because it's just too shrill for my ears.
So
But
let's
have
take a listen to all these, and then we'll come back, say a couple more of the specs that are different on the 701 from its predecessor to the 79.
Patrick, the one thing I don't know if you can really sense from the demo or not, this sounds great live. I really like it.
110 watts, 55 watts per side. Again, it gets really cool on the 901 when you do see the introduction of their soundboard on the back. So we will be reviewing that. Make sure you're subscribed to see the differences. We're also going to mic up the back of the 99, or sorry, it's not the 99, the 901, and we'll listen to it from a microphone perspective as well. Just a really cool feature on that one.
Second best feature besides the sample on this for me. I don't mean to be old school, but that non-glare thing on the cheek block. There's no glare.
It doesn't catch the lights.
Yeah, and you know, with more and more places going to LED lighting, LED bouncing off of glass or a mirror is really, when it's above you and coming down, it's great. But when you're looking right at it like it's in your face, and you get a lot of that, this cuts the glare off. It's nice.
That's nice. Yeah, the Grand Feel 3 action again is the same. They did do a minor update to, I think, the keys on it, so a little bit of a different feel as we felt on the I would say on the sides of it. It's
and you can still do partial pedaling. The pedals are still the same as they were before, but they do claim that they have the best of the partial pedals that are out there in digital pianos.
Yeah. So CA701 again replacing the CA709. Fantastic instruments, great sounds, great amount of power. They updated the cabinet design a little bit taller. Got recording capability, again, Bluetooth audio and Bluetooth MIDI. You're able to control this with third-party apps or with their
added bookends.
Yeah, the added bookends, so it's easier to hold your music up and have the book stay open. But yeah, just a great instrument. Comes in the satin black that we have behind us, comes in rosewood, comes in a white, and I believe a polished ebony are the finishes that are available. Great instrument from Kawai. Again, a great addition to the Concert Artist series, which has been a popular one already. Make sure you're subscribed. We will be looking at the 901, and we will be comparing the two as well. Thank you guys for watching.